This is a 52-inch Emerson Designer Series model 2052 from the very early 80s. It is 3-speed reversible with Emerson's K55 motor inside of it. It's kind of a sleeper fan because I would call it, because it's got just a plastic motor housing, plastic blade badges, plastic switch housing, but inside the fan is actually a K55 motor. Which is Emerson's go-to for their high-end fans. This fan, when it came out, was actually fairly expensive, even though it was made largely out of plastic. I have replaced the mounting hardware with something significantly more sturdy, because the original mounting hardware which had a plastic canopy and this double claw hook and things, which made these fans rock excessively, also contributed to wobble. So the mounting hardware is brand new, cuts down a lot on the movement of the fan. I'm gonna start on low. Low's gonna run about 50 RPM, maybe just a shade faster. Probably more like 55 RPM. And go ahead and turn it on medium. This does have the solid wood blades, and it is reversible, as I might have mentioned earlier. A lot of the plastic blade versions of this fan were not reversible, and many of the wooden blade versions were. So it's going to go about 120 RPM on medium, and hear air being moved off of it. It's a quiet fan, like I said. The K55, a very impressive motor that they still use in a form to this day. I'll go ahead and turn it on high. You can kind of hear a signature whistle from the K55 on high. A lot of the K55 motors, especially from this time period, had that whistle. It's even more pronounced in the smaller fans as they really get up to speed. It's going to run about 180 RPM or so on high. Significant amount of air. I think these have a 14-degree blade pitch. So maybe not as much air moved as a Hunter original. The blades are skinnier and not as steeply pitched, but still can feel, and hopefully you guys can hear on the camera, that quite a bit of air is being moved. Go ahead and turn it off. And these fans, the reverse switch is up in the motor housing, as you see there. It's not on the switch housing. Just keep the fan from being reversed while it's on, I guess. Emerson likes to place their reverse switches various places. Sometimes you catch them here on the bottom of the faceplate. Sometimes they're on the top of the motor. And maybe every once in a while they're on the side of the motor. Just go ahead and run it really quickly through the speeds on reverse. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on them. This is one of an identical pair that I got at a garage sale about, I want to say about 13 or 14 years ago. A peculiar thing about these is that a lot of times this part right here, the switch housing, is yellow. I guess if it's exposed to sunlight too much, or I don't know what causes it, but 99.9% of the time you see one of these plastic Emersons in white, that switch housing is yellow. So I guess it was, I don't know if this was not used very long, or if it was used in a room that didn't have a lot of light exposure or what, but it's very, very uncommon to find a white plastic Emerson with the switch housing is still white. So this fan is in great condition for its age. As I said, I put new mounting hardware on it. One of the blades is scratched up in a couple places, but guess you could always turn that blade over. They're the same color of white on both sides, kind of an antique white. They made these in brown, antique white, and with an antique brass finish and a polished brass finish. Even how they pulled the metallic finishes off with the plastic motor housing, I have no idea. But they also made them in a 42-inch size and a 36-inch size. Montgomery Ward also made what was called the 2148, and they took a 2036 motor and put 48-inch blades on it. And I had two of them. One of them I'm using. The other one I tried to get ready to sell, and the bearings were shot on it, so I went ahead and parted it out. But this is a white Emerson CF2052 from, like I said, probably 1981, 1982. This, along with its twin, will be going on eBay later on. If you're looking at this on eBay, happy bidding. I'm going to have a really low starting bid on these, so hopefully people will buy and buy often. Thanks again for watching.